Hey everyone, welcome to a brand new episode of the show. Today we are talking about the breaking news that Mattel just secured the rights to produce DC action figures. Now, where does this leave McFarlane Toys and Spin Master? A lot of this stuff has yet to be divulged. Hopefully in the coming days, since Toy Fair is this weekend, that we will find out even more. But the things that we do know is that Mattel will be taking over the DC toy license in 2026, specifically the second half of 2026. Now, this still leaves McFarlane Toys and Spin Master a whole year and a half to produce DC toys. Will that productivity slow down? Because in the past, McFarlane Toys has been pushing out product like crazy. Same with Spin Master. I'm assuming a lot of this stuff will start wrapping up here towards the probably first quarter 2026. You'll start to see a slowdown. But I know that the slate is full for 2025. You have the Superman movie coming up, and you have Peacemaker season 2. Will McFarlane Toys is likely to produce stuff for that, where Spin Master wouldn't. But like I said, this is some news that I've been sitting on. Uh, I'm excited. Just quickly, my perspective on this is I'm excited for Mattel to have this back. While I do like McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse line, I do have my issues with it. And if you've looked at any of my reviews of the DC Multiverse figures, you will see that I have issues with it. Specifically, the ankle and wrist joints, which they have come a long way since the first wave that they released back in 2020. Believe me, they've come a long way, but I still don't think that they're just right. There's something off about them, and especially the reuse of some of those molds from back in 2020 today, where they're still using that old ankle and wrist technology, which they should just forget that and swap them out with something new. Also, the diaper. The diaper absolutely gets on my nerves. This is one thing that I can't forgive them for, because it on every single one, it's, to me, it's ugly. It's very ugly. Now there are figures that it doesn't look as bad, particularly those with belts that kind of cover up that diaper. But on their basic superhero body book, like the Blue Beetle, the Ted Cord Blue Beetle, it's awful, man. It's awful. It comes up past their belly button, and it's supposed to kind of look like the bottom part of their stomach, but it just doesn't. So I am in full support of Mattel getting this license back. I can't wait. I love the DC Universe Classics line. Probably one of my favorite toy lines of all times. Superpowers is up there. Masters of the Universe Classics is up there too. But the DC Universe Classics line was really just the best to me. Now, toy articulation, toy design has come a long way since the days of DC Multiverse Classics. And it's come a long way since Mattel lost the license back in 2020. So I'm sure that modern DC figures that they come up with will look 10 times better. I mean, look at the Masterverse line you can see up here on the shelf. Those things are actually pretty cool. Now, do I want a 7-inch scale DC line? No. I want Mattel to go back to the 6-inch scale. I want those 6-inch scale action figures. It just tends to look better, save space, and to me, you get more bang for your buck. The LA Times just released this article probably 30 minutes ago, and we're just hit some of the highlights of this. According to PJ Lewis, who's the Mattel Senior Vice President and Global Head of Action Figures and Fisher-Price Entertainment, he said that it's a huge deal. You're dealing with some of the greatest superheroes and some of the best action figure potential in the industry, and we're incredibly excited by that. What exactly does this Mattel DC license encompass? We don't know yet. I know specifics will be coming at a later date. Could that be at Toy Fair? Possibly. Could it be like down the road, since this deal's essentially a year and a half away from Mattel actually releasing action figures? But there's little hints in this article from the LA Times. Here's Nick Karamanos. Sorry if I destroyed your name there. He's Mattel's Senior Vice President of Entertainment Partnerships. He says this renewed partnership will reflect our shared passion for engaging and inspiring fans and collectors of all ages. To me, that sounds like, when he uses the word collectors, it is, that's totally taking everything from McFarlane Toys, and fans of all ages, possibly Spin Master as well. At one time, they did have the Master Toy license. And now I would think if they were going to go after the DC license, they would go after it full kit and caboodle. They wouldn't leave anything out. because they want to produce stuff for the teenagers, for the adult collectors, for the little kids to get them into DC. Now, this also comes at a good time for Warner Brothers because they're about to unleash the DCU on the public, right? Superman comes out this summer. Peacemaker 2 continues that in the fall. But then the real big push starts next year when you have Supergirl, you have Clayface, you have numerous TV shows, animated properties coming out in 2026. You even have the Batman Part 2, or did that get pushed into 2027? And then you have rumored movies coming about. Teen Titans, Swamp Thing, which I think's kind of been put on hiatus, a Bane Deathstroke-ish movie. So there's lots of potential. There's lots of to tap into the toy market here. And I think Mattel has a stronger on-shelf presence than McFarlane Toys has. If you look at not your bigger Walmarts, because I know that the bigger Walmarts still have DC Multiverse figures just on the regular toy aisle. But if you look at the smaller Walmarts, which there's probably way more smaller than there are bigger, DC Multiverse does not have a presence on the toy shelves at all, right? Mattel still has a presence there with the wrestling figures and some other things, but DC does not have a presence, not even Spin Master. If you look at my local Walmart, I have one Spin Master item. It's a remote control Batmobile that's been on the shelf since mid-year last year. That's it. No Multiverse figures, no Spin Master figures, no Superpowers figures. We got the first wave of Superpowers figures. That was it. They all went on clearance and sold out for like $1 each. Here's some more insight into what may have happened here, but because I think that maybe McFarlane Toys didn't have the capital to actually get this license renewed. Mattel can spend way more money than McFarlane Toys can, and I think they were just outbid unless there's something else in the works for McFarlane Toys, which I'm not saying there is, but there might be with other licenses. But according to Robert Oberschelp, head of Warner Brothers Discovery Global Consumer Products, the DC brand is one of the company's crown jewels, and the battle to obtain the licensing rights was highly competitive. The company considered manufacturers' business models and track records in design work, distribution, and innovation when weighing options. What Mattel really brought was a very clear understanding of our brand, he said, adding that the toy maker's global reach was an important factor. You have content coming every way that's going to be in front of the fan to get them excited. What we're going to be able to do is extend that storytelling. Makes sense. Financially makes sense for Warner Brothers, makes sense for Mattel to go after. That's it. What do you think about this? Are you happy that Mattel is getting this? Are you sad that McFarlane and Spin Master are potentially, probably losing access to making these figures? Leave a comment in the comment section below and let me know. With that said, God bless.